We get in certain emotional states that dominate us, like anxiety, like fear of failure, right? Like the fear of the loss of your mother as an example. So if you're in a state of fear, you're gonna behave very differently and get very different results. That's what that means right there. And then if
I was offered $1 million to work a 9-to-5 job, I would turn that down like that. I recently became a full-time entrepreneur and left my 9-to-5 engineering job, and I've never been so happy in my entire life. I used to have to ask my boss to go on vacation, to take a day off, to hang out with my daughter, and now I can choose when to work, when I don't want to work, and when I can go on vacation. So it's not about the money for me, it's about the time freedom and to be my own boss, to have my own vision, and not have to worry about going into a job every single day that I absolutely hate. So I have a question for you. Would you rather have $1 million a year but have to work a 9-to-5 job, or make $50,000 a year and be an entrepreneur and work for yourself? Because for me, I'm doing something that I'm truly passionate about, is helping people leave their 9-to-5 job with affiliate marketing. Of course, I'm not making $50,000 a year. I'm doing 6 figures. But what I'm saying is I would rather work for myself and make literally nothing than to work a 9-to-5 job. What would you do?
He wrote a book, Your Greatest Power. Your greatest power is your power to choose. And I believe the stories in J. Martin Cooley's book about a group in England during the First World War. They went through the entire war, an entire battalion of people, of soldiers. Not one of them were wounded, none of them were killed. Together, they would repeat the prayer of protection from the Bible every day. And by doing that, they put themselves into the right vibration. And they stay very healthy. So there's all kinds of stories like this around. But what we've got to understand is everything's happening by law, even this virus. Now, why it's happening, I don't know. But I do know this. It's not an accident. There are no...
Hey, I got a quick question for you. Would you rather choose $2 million today or 1 cent that doubles daily for the next 31 days? Let me know in the comments.
Is it possible to learn to let, for example, all hell could be breaking loose around you, and you could just be sitting in a chair in this centered space, all hell breaking loose, and you could still feel great? Is that possible? Yes or no? Yes or no? Sure, but you and I live in a Western culture where if you sit and bliss out, people come and take your furniture. So we have to be good at not only controlling the internal world, but our external world. And that's shaped by what we do. And what people do is based on their emotions and also their role models. So I thank you, Mark, and I thank all of you that are role models for people, where you show people that success does not mean taking, that success can mean truly growing and giving. That money, resources, and opportunity are things to be shared. They're things that are tools for a quality of life that you're able to enhance for people and for yourself and your family. Pretty beautiful thing.
Imagine what would happen if we stopped viewing rejection as a negative, humiliating force, and we started viewing rejection as a necessary development tool and a catalyst for massive success. When I look at people who I admire that have been highly successful in life, I can't help but to notice how they've overcome rejections they face. It causes me to wonder if they would have ever become who they were if it wasn't for how they leveraged their moments of rejection. I mean, I wonder if Martin Luther King Jr. would have ever become a great leader if it wasn't for the rejection he experienced from his message and his mission. I wonder if Michael Jordan would have ever developed the drive to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time if it wasn't for being rejected by his coach in high school.
Start your list today. Take a look at your life, your world, your family, your day. Do what works for you. Donate, volunteer. Help a neighbor, be kind to a stranger. This is how we're going to go from anxiety and depression to happy. Together, we can all start small, and we can make the world a better world. A happier world, one give, one day at a time.
If you're trying to be what other people want you to be, then who will be you? So the key to success is to stop conforming to other people's expectations and start performing to your own level of expectations. It's to believe in yourself. It's to know that what you want will eventually come to fruition as long as you believe it. You see, you have to have faith, and faith is knowing that what you want will eventually come to fruition as long as you believe it. And if you feed your faith, you'll find oftentimes that your fears will starve to death. Because if you believe in yourself, everyone else in the world will believe in you.
We get in certain emotional states that dominate us, like anxiety, like fear of failure, right? Like the fear of the loss of your mother as an example. So if you're in a state of fear, you're going to behave very differently and get very different results. That's what that means right there. Than if you were in a place of being courageous or bold or warm or connected or playful, any of those. So the most important key to changing your life in any situation is to change results, you got to change behavior. But to change behavior, you got to change the emotional state you're in. Now, how do you do that when you don't feel like it, right? Or it feels overwhelming? There are two ways, and I've done this with the greatest athletes in the world. I've done this with 4 different presidents of the United States. I've done it with billionaire clients. All you have to do to change your state is not try to think your way there, like I'm happy, and do a bunch of affirmations. Your brain's gonna go BS, you are not happy, right? What you need to do is make a radical change in the way you use what we call your physiology. It's a big word, it just means the way you use your physical body.